Strength is not measured by what you gain, but by what you endure. In business, as in life, endurance is the cornerstone of mastery. Let them call you cold. Let them call you calculating. Let them call you anything they wish, as long as they cannot call you unprepared. Your path is yours alone to walk. Choose wisely, act deliberately, and remember, the world is not won in grand gestures, but in the quiet discipline of daily action. True wisdom is learned. It is carved from experience and honed through discipline. You ask me for advice, yet I cannot tell you the path to take. I can only show you the nature of paths, how they are forged, how they are walked, and how they are mastered. They called me meticulous. They called me calculating. They were right. But what they did not understand is that calculation is merely another word for awareness. I knew where every cent went because I had to. Wealth is not the product of chance. It is the residue of design. You will hear them speak of luck. They will say that fortune smiles upon the bold. This is only half true. Fortune smiles upon the prepared. Every acquisition, every negotiation, every handshake was prepared for long before it happened. Luck, you see, is just another word for readiness. I walk the streets of Cleveland, not with dreams, but with plans. I did not aspire to be wealthy. I aspired to be precise. The difference is subtle but immense. Dreamers wish, planners act. You will be tempted by many things: quick gains, easy roads, promises of success without effort. Resist them. They are traps set to ensnare the impatient and the unprepared. Wealth that is easily won is just as easily lost. Build slowly, deliberately, and above all, with integrity. Success, a word that has inspired many, yet remains elusive to most. You see, young man, the path to greatness isn't paved with luck or sheer ambition. It's built on discipline, foresight, and the unwavering belief that every small step matters. When I was your age, I wasn't chasing wealth. I was cultivating it. The difference? Intent. It's not about doing more, but doing right. I remember walking door to door in Cleveland, asking for work. 6 weeks of rejection. But I wasn't discouraged. You see, persistence is more than just trying repeatedly. It's about refining your approach. Never mistake activity for progress. Many mistake wealth for the accumulation of money. I learned early, money is a byproduct. The real wealth lies in your principles. Learn to save. Learn to reinvest. But more importantly, learn to cultivate a mind that finds opportunity where others see only risk. You must plan your luck. That's right. Luck is not the hand you're dealt. It's the way you play it. Find the gaps in the world around you and fill them with solutions. Oil was just crude sludge until I learned to tame it, refine it, and make it valuable. When I saw chaos in the oil industry, I didn't join the noise. I created order. I took small, scattered refineries and built a network, a single, cohesive system. I didn't just seize control. I earned it by creating stability where there was none. Never be the smartest in the room. Seek out those who sharpen your thinking. Pay attention to those who disagree with you. They are your best teachers. Surround yourself with talent, not followers. Command respect, but never demand it. Some say I was ruthless. Perhaps, but I was never reckless. My moves were calculated, each decision a product of careful consideration. It's not about being fearless. It's about mastering fear. Turn your anxieties into action. The world is unforgiving to those who wait. If you have a plan, act. Do not linger. An opportunity delayed is often an opportunity lost. Act swiftly, but not impulsively. Your instincts are powerful allies when shaped by experience. To compete is to understand the essence of business. Some see competition as a battleground, chaotic, unforgiving. I see it as a refining process. It weeds out the weak, strengthens the diligent, and rewards the exceptional. But understand this, true competition is not about merely surviving, it's about mastering the field. In the early days, I did not fight my competitors. I absorbed them. One by one, I bought them out, not with violence, but with calculated generosity. I offered them stability in exchange for their cooperation. Some called it dominance. I called it efficiency. I was not content to play the game. I was determined to design the board. A young man entering business today must not merely join the fray. He must observe, calculate, and find where the inefficiencies lie. Where there is waste, there is opportunity. Where there is chaos, there is room for order. The wise man does not fight the current, he harnesses it. Do not merely compete, conquer, and do it with the grace of a master, not the desperation of the reckless. Let them call it ruthless. You will know it as necessary. Negotiation is not a battle, it is a dance, one where every step is calculated, every movement measured. Most men enter a negotiation thinking only of what they wish to gain. I approached each one asking, what do they need? For it is only when you understand a man's needs that you can truly influence his decisions. When I approached the railroads to secure transportation for our oil, I did not demand cheaper rates. I offered them stability. I promised them consistency, reliability, and a volume of business that would make their margins grow. I did not negotiate with threats. I negotiated with solutions. You must never let desperation drive your hand. If you walk into a room needing something, you are already at a disadvantage. The secret, my boy, is to make your needs align with their interests. Create a mutual benefit, and they will believe they've won. And one more thing, never rush. Time is the sharpest tool in negotiation. He who can wait always has the upper hand. Most men talk far too much. In their haste to prove their value, they reveal their weaknesses. I found my strength in silence. When I was young, I would sit in meetings with older, wealthier men who had seen fortunes come and go. I would listen, absorbing every word, while they flaunted their knowledge. I learned more by listening than they ever did by speaking. You see, silence is a mirror. It reflects the intentions of others. When you are silent, people become uncomfortable. They fill the air with words that often reveal their desires, their fears, and their vulnerabilities. Many men do not realize the value of their own secrets. They offer them freely, scattered among their careless words. All you must do is listen, and when you do speak, let it be with purpose. A whisper in a room full of noise is always heard. Remember, my boy, the man who speaks little hears much. Debt is a seductive poison, young man. It whispers promises of expansion, of new opportunities, of accelerated growth. But those who drink too deeply find themselves enslaved, not empowered. In my youth, I watched men build empires on credit, grand offices, shiny new equipment, all purchased with borrowed money. For a while, it seemed as if fortune had blessed them. But when the tides turned, as they always do, their castles crumbled to dust. I did not build Standard Oil on promises or borrowed sums. I built it brick by brick, with the profits of yesterday funding the ambitions of tomorrow. Patience, not debt, was my fuel. It is a slower road, yes, but it is a road that cannot be washed away by the storms of the market. Remember, young man, to own what you build. A foundation of debt is a foundation of sand. Those who lend you money will one day own your fortune. Better to move slower with certainty than faster with risk. Fortune favors the bold, or so they say. But I have found that fortune, like any other pursuit, is earned. Many called me the luckiest man in America, but they failed to see the countless hours of planning, the sleepless nights of calculation, the relentless pursuit of opportunity. Luck is merely preparation meeting opportunity. I was prepared to buy out my competitors when the market fell. I was ready to ship oil faster and cheaper when rail costs were slashed. They saw luck. I saw strategy. Do not envy those who seem to rise swiftly. Question how they did it. Behind every stroke of luck is a man who saw further, prepared deeper, and acted faster than those around him. Create your own fortune and let others call it luck. Competition is the fire that purifies ambition. It is not something to fear, but something to master. When I entered the oil business, the field was crowded. Every man with a barrel and a matchstick fancied himself a titan of industry, but most lacked strategy. They fought over pennies, undercut each other, and burned away their own profits. I watched, I studied, and I struck. I did not enter the fray with reckless abandon. I learned who was strong and who was weak. I negotiated when it was wise, acquired when it was opportune, and removed obstacles when they became too large. My aim was not to compete, but to dominate. I did not seek the biggest slice of the pie. I sought the entire bakery. Do not join the noise of competition. Rise above it. Create systems, build infrastructure, and outlast them. When they are exhausted, you will be standing. Competition is merely a test of endurance and strategy. Win by playing a different game. Patience is not the absence of action. It is the ability to wait for the right moment to act, to strike when the iron is truly hot. Most men rush. They rush into business, into negotiations, into investments, driven by impatience rather than insight. I have always preferred to wait. When I sought control of the Cleveland refineries, I did not go charging through the door with a pocket full of cash. I watched. I listened. I calculated. The market was in disarray. Prices fluctuated wildly. Men were desperate to sell. I did not react. I positioned myself. And when the moment came, I moved swiftly and decisively. You see, opportunity is like a wave. Those who act too soon are swept under. Those who act too late are left in its wake. But those who understand the tides, who know when to wait and when to strike, they are the ones who master the sea. Do not mistake waiting for inaction. Use that time to prepare, to learn, to sharpen your understanding. When the time comes, you will be ready to act with purpose, not desperation. Many men seek power, but few understand the true essence of influence. Power is the ability to coerce. Influence is the ability to inspire cooperation. I have always preferred the latter. To rule through force is to build a house on sand. To lead through influence is to anchor it in stone. When I negotiated with the railroads, I did not demand. They saw the benefit of my plan before I even spoke of it. I presented stability, consistency, and profit. I showed them a future that was brighter with me than without me. They did not resist. They embraced it. Most men try to convince others with words. I have found that results speak louder. When you bring value, when you create opportunity, people will follow. Influence is not about force. It is about understanding what others want and positioning yourself as the bridge to that desire. Learn to listen more than you speak. Understand their needs, and you will never have to beg for cooperation. They will come willingly. Adversity is the crucible of greatness, young man. Many fear it. I embraced it. When others saw disaster, I saw opportunity. You must understand, fortune is fickle, but adversity is a teacher. It is through struggle that we find strength, and through obstacles that we discover innovation. When the panic of 1873 struck, businesses shuttered their doors, banks collapsed, and oil prices plummeted. Competitors were paralyzed by fear, but I saw the opening. I bought up their refineries, their pipelines, their transport lines, each acquisition turning chaos into order. While others retreated, I expanded. I understood something they did not. Panic is temporary, but the assets you acquire during it are permanent. Remember this. When others are afraid, be bold. When others retreat, advance. Fear is the greatest auctioneer of wealth. Learn to thrive in the storm. While others wait for the rain to pass, you must master the art of building in the downpour. People fear the word monopoly as if it were a crime. But tell me, is it a crime to be the best? To be so efficient that your competitors beg to sell to you? To create order where there was once chaos? I did not force them. They came willingly. The beauty of consolidation is not just in the control, it is in the efficiency. While others squandered their profits in competition, I reinvested in infrastructure. I did not fight them in the open. I absorbed them. One by one, they joined Standard Oil, either through partnership or acquisition. It was not aggression, it was inevitability. Some called it ruthless, I called it progress. Through our methods, oil became cheaper, distribution faster, and quality more consistent. The market did not suffer, it thrived. Those who understand the rules of the game do not fight for scraps. They own the table. And when you own the table, you do not play for survival, you play for legacy. You already have everything you need, the knowledge, the ambition, the potential. But knowledge without action is useless. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who don't is simple: accountability and a system that keeps them on track. The truth is, no one does it alone. Every great figure in history had a network, mentors, and systems that kept them accountable. Today, we don't have that built-in support, but what if you did? Imagine what else could you achieve. I can help you with setting goals and strategies to achieve those goals, as well as keeping you accountable to push through hardship to be the person you always wanted to be. This is for the select few who are truly ready to commit to their goals and personal change. Here's the reality: there are no guarantees. This won't magically change your life overnight. It takes about 100 days to build a lasting habit. After that, hopefully you won't need me anymore. But for those first 100 days, I will be there every single day. Whether it's a call, an email, or a message, I'll help you stay accountable. If you think this is something I can help you with, feel free to reach out and click on the link below. Book a meeting, and we'll see if we are a right fit for each other so that you can actually start changing your life. Thank you for sticking to the end. I always love hearing from my viewers, so feel free to comment or send me an email to george@napoleonism.com. I know I might be taking a bit of your time, but I truly believe it's worth it. I'd love to recommend a video on Napoleon's life philosophy. He wasn't just a conqueror, he was a thinker, a strategist, and a relentless executor of his vision. I've learned so much from studying his mindset, and I'm confident you will too. If you're looking to sharpen your discipline, master strategy, and think bigger, this could be the perfect place to start.